Alrighty, folks, good morning. So we found some cardboard today actually, at the hotel or apartment, booking.com would be the correct way to call it. So I'm going to cut that up and make some templates today. We've also got to do a little work here at the, we'll call it the landlord's place, if you will. We got to water their plants. They're out of town. And they've left me the keys and told me that the plants are thirsty. Oh, the garage is open, so I'm wondering, did they come back early or what is going on here? Huh. Well, that's interesting. I think it's the landlord. What the heck? I wonder what he's doing. Well, I guess I'm not alone today in the workshop. Is he over here? Let's see what's going on. Guess we'll turn the car off. Oh, yeah, there he is. Way over there. Crazy guy. Dobry dzień. You know, I was starting to think he doesn't own a shirt, but I guess here's his shirt. He just doesn't know how to wear it.
Czyszczenie.
Cleaning.
Da.
Cleaning. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No
Just
worries.
moment.
Okay. Havala. Tires. Okay. All right, we're gonna do some houseplant watering while we let that fan hopefully suck all the air through here. That's all the diesel fumes from the forklift, which smells totally not good. So we've got all of these that need to be watered. And I think some more inside. So I'm going to water the plants. You guys don't really want to watch plant watering, and we'll circle back later. All right, the plants are watered and happy. Now let's get to work. Got our cardboard. Plus extra cardboard. Somewhere around here I have some scissors. There they are. Scissors. Got the scissors, yes. We got the scissors. So I suppose it's a little floppy, but I think the plan would be I'll try to trace this side, cut out a template, trace this whole thing, cut out a template, trace that whole thing, cut out a template. And then I can square them all to each other, you know, by finishing the ends. I think that's going to be the easiest. Like make these long, make that one long, and then put this one in, and then define it to the sides. I reckon that they are going to be about the easiest solution to this problem here. Fortunately, this cardboard is not the exact length that I need. It's a little bit shorter. Actually, that right there is probably about the length we need. Just dirty as all get up. Put all They have cats pissing on this thing and stuff. Probably. Probably the cat hotel. Previously. Oh, it's like soggy. Oh god. Lovely, lovely, lovely. See if I can find a box cutter and zip through it. Or we use my main knife that I used to also cook my steaks with, which I'd rather not. Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't have my safety glasses on. It's got a safety release. Okay, so hopefully we can get rid of that soggy ass part, swampy part. Doing out there, but sure he's having fun. Now this is where it can be hard, because this thing's at an angle, and depending on the thickness of the material that comes in, change how it works. This is where someone would say, oh, you should get a 3D scanner and scan the thing, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's what we did on the first version of the front bumper. And it didn't come out very well, so pretty sure I could do the same quality right here with a cardboard and scissors. Substantially similar quality. When it comes to finding all the contours. I just don't think the 3D technology's there yet. Or at least I haven't seen it in my experience. I think I want to go all the way to the edge of this thing with the wood. Take a little more out of here. Question is over there, do we want to do just exactly a square around that? Or do I want to try to, notch the whole kit and caboodle around it? I mean, the whole thing's going to be covered up with mattress anyway. actually want to keep a little bit of clearance, I think, away from the whole thing anyway. Too much out of that, but won't know until we take some out of this. That sort of a thing is what we're going for. Now, obviously, it's hard to get precise with cardboard, especially bent up, warped up, soggy cardboard. But to get the overall shape and contour is what I want to get. And then I can get a piece of wood and really define it. Now, hopefully, I have enough scrap pieces of wood that I can just define this with scrap, or I can do it on the main piece and just slowly take more off. I'd rather just do it on a piece of scrap and then trace it. So we trace and another trace and another trace. More or less, I think that's about as good as it will get with the material at hand. So, I think that's what it's going to look like on that side. Then we'll do the other side. Outside. Outside. Hoping that's not too soggy because I need to do the back too. This whole curvature arch thing. It's so soggy. This soggy cardboard will be the representation of this back. So I'll close the door and so soggy. Okay, so that is the back. Now I'm going to close myself in there, trace this thing out, and reappear, and we'll see in a bit. It is hot in here. It's even hotter inside that damn car. Hopefully, this is the right curve now. All right, so that is the curve that I like. Now, as you will see, it clips off part of this drawer by, well, a lot. A lot. And part of this vertical support over here by also a lot. But the reason I want to keep it further back is because if I give a decent enough space, if the bedding kind of flops down a little bit and the trunk closes, the trunk will be able to just squish the bedding. But if it's so tight and the bedding flops down a little bit, it's going to bounce the trunk back up every time. So I'd like to have at least a ½ inch gap there so that that can, you know, hopefully scrunch down. But yeah, it's going to be a bummer if this thing sticks beyond it. So we'll have to probably cut that up. This will just stick out a little bit, I guess. And then this thing, I don't even know. It's the same thing. It's got to be cut and curved back around. Or I can take this whole thing and send it back. It's also an option. But this is so far forward. Or just send the slide back, which is now the easiest thing would be to just take this whole track and just send it back. So just drill new holes here. We're going to hit that screw up there. Or I just say, F it, here we go. And you just see this edge of wood right here, more so than there. Or let's say you see it on both sides and just say, what the heck. Yeah, I don't know. But I really don't want to go any closer. As y'all will see on the inside. It's like the perfect, 1 inch span. 3/4 inch, I don't know, all the way around. I mean, I could come a little more forward, but I'd rather not. Again, the final playing with that will be when I cut a piece of wood and have it come sit into place. Because the cardboard's a little irregular, to say the least. So yeah. Alright, y'all, I've come to the conclusion that instead of just going all this back and forth, I'm just going to trace it straight onto this piece that I have, go ahead and cut it out, see how well it fits, see how it looks. This wood's cheap enough. It's like, I think it was like 20 bucks, so it's not worth all the back and forth. The only downside is it's a Sunday, so if I screw up the cut, I just don't have the availability to get more wood today. It's the only The only downside here, I think we're just gonna get a good enough, you know. Good enough. Good enough, man. Good enough. Right there. Add a little bit in. Pont du Hoc. This is the kind of thing we get going here. Oh, I don't know why I'm using a freaking Sharpie for wood. Where's my pencil? Oh, shouldn't have done that. Now, this is going to bleed into probably areas that I need to have it not bleed into. But okay. I don't know how this whole thing's gonna kind of curve out over here. Gotta figure that out. Okay. So at this point, more or less this point, I'm going to stop cutting. So I think cut all of this, cut all this, and then whatever. And there we stop. Okay, good deal. So for the fact that I can't see this line right here. Redo that. Okay, now I've got about 6 different lines so I can thoroughly confuse myself in this cut. That's how we like it. There we go. I'm gonna do one last look for a better blade because that blade is going to chew that thing up. So rough. I just don't know where any better blades are. Looked everywhere for the blades. No higher quality blades. And I don't want to wait. So I said we just get it done, and it's absolutely too horribly rough. I can always get another piece, but I just want to get it done. I'm in this just get it done phase. The whole point is to explore the world, the journey, and having a little bit of a rough edge that I sand off, that I'm covering up with sheets mostly. Who cares? little faster. Close enough for government work. Yeah. Let's do this side. Now, if someone was asking the correct way to do this, the correct way would be probably trace it out with clamp it better. Wait up here. The correct way would be to trace it out with like some nicer cardboard stuff. Really make it nice template, and then get some cheap wood that's rigid, like a thin plywood, and do a whole trace of the whole thing, test it, fit it in, check all the dimensions with a pencil, do another trace on the second piece, tighten everything up. Hopefully that'll be the last, then you go to the official wood. But I want to explore the world, enjoy building stuff, but I don't need to build it to the nth degree because this isn't the end-all be-all. This is the third time I've remodeled the back. So everything from now on, what I've learned on this thing is don't build anything to be too permanent. Just make it good to be comfortable. Don't lose my mind. Enjoy building it. And don't go crazy, foolish over the details. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. Could be wrong, could be right. I seen a guy with a Land Rover in Germany that's been building for 8 years, and it's perfect. Everything's perfect. He's been building for 8 years. Now, all you want to do, you're at home, you just want to tinker, you're older, great. But I'm younger, I want to explore the world. I love tinkering, but I don't want to tinker this much. I want to explore. So, that's my vibe. There's plenty of times to build permanent things like houses and structures and stuff. That I feel more passionate about building a permanent, but something that's going in the back of a car that's driving around, it's going on boats and planes and ferries and tunnels and all around other random idiot drivers. I don't need to put my heart into this to make it perfect. That's my thing. Okay. hold this up and see how. See what happens. Yeah. Oh, don't put the clamps on the wood. You're gonna dig in grooves. Yeah, I know. Put it in. Again, these are all cognizant decisions that I'm making of like, I know this is going to groove it. If you were going to try to do this right and you're really worried about the prestiginess of the wall, not a fancy piece of wood or whatever, you put this underneath, you put this on top of it, you clamp into that and take the groove into this and like this. You use a master blade and okay. Don't care, just don't care. So the question is, when this curves around here, how do you want to make that hit? Because that's what I don't know. That's what I don't know. That is a miscut on the cardboard. Translates to the template where it curves and then it goes in, and it curves and goes in. It's hard from that point. I think I could smooth that out with some sanding. Make it a bit nicer. Again, I just don't know what I want to do here. You know, where this thing curves and then cuts in. What's the... point where it should curve in? There, and right here, so it should curve into this next one. Curve to it too. Right there is where that one should shoot off. That's smart, right guys? Yeah. Totally smart. That one's where it needs to be. The only thing it needs is some angle. Coming at it like this. There we go. try that. I'll be back. Oh, look at that, guys. Got a piece cut. All right. Inch too big, but maybe it'll fit tightly. It's got to be some sort of relay that when this kicks on, automatically kicks on extraction and has a delayed, ending and yada yada yada. That's what I had with my saw stop and the DeWalt miter saw. Just had this little plug thing you could buy and plug it into the wall, and it would kick on the vacuum cleaner. Now, will this actually work geometrically, or am I totally Looney Tunes to try to think that this will fit, and I'm gonna have to cut it in the middle and join it here and put a little L bracket to help beef it up and all that. I was thinking that it would get in here at an angle, but I just don't know about that anymore. I think it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen. That sucks. Oh, this is gonna. Step back. Measure. Gotta get smaller. Chainsaw. Cut the sides. No, I just don't see how this goes. Nowhere. this, it's hitting the top. From this side, also hitting the top. So close, so close, but yet so far away. Well, I guess it's irrelevant anyway. I mean, right here, it's going to be like a little hatch that opens up anyway. So I can go ahead and cut this where that hatch is going to be. And that'll allow this piece to go in, but the problem is going to be on this piece up here where it has to hook into both sides. That's probably going to have to be two pieces joined at the middle. I don't see how else it would work. Unfortunately. Well, let's figure out from there to here how much this hatch. Supposed to be big enough for those bags that I'd be throwing in here. And this widest this opening is 15.5, and my flat pack bags are, drum roll please, 18 inch. But those bags are soft, they'll go in at an angle. But I should at least make this hatch as big as the aluminum platform is here. I think that would be the wise thing to do. Make this thing at least 15.5, 16, like that. Okay. So from this side, we go to like 24, give or take. Or 23.5. Plus, don't forget, you gotta have some overhang so that hatch has somewhere to sit into. But actually, in reality, we need more. Use this. Just fit in here to hold the hatch. Well, yeah. It'll fit really nicely, actually. Super nicely in there. Do like that. That'd be super perfect. Solved. So what's this? 22. It's not square. Lovely. That's 22. That's 8 less than 22. It's sitting flat on here. And that's totally square. It must be like that. 22. 22. Let's take a piece and cut it to that side to 22. That's the best deal. 22. And then from there, try to do the same thing over here, I guess. Actually, put it on the inside. Just think I put it on the outside. The inside's better. Access it. I like this idea better already. So, that'll go like this. go like that. Edge. Get from here over. Through bolt it to there for this cantilever. Might even add another one of those here. I'll fold it. But just got the 22. Then we can figure out from there over what it looks like. Back to the table saw.
Can't copyright me singing.
Alright. So okay. Like that. Now the question is, do I, leave this front one full strength, or hopefully these all sand out smooth later when they're screwed down. Do I leave this here like this to get that strength out of it and just have the hatch be the center part and hope that I can get the bags in and out that I need? Or do I cut this whole thing and make like a huge big access? I don't know. I'm tempted right now. Kind of tempted just to leave this part. Let those other parts be in and screwed in, and then have this be a bag pull out. But ultimately it depends what I put down in here, and I've been thinking about putting my food down in there, like not food, but cooking stuff. And if it's way down there, that's going to be a bit of a bear to get out each time. Unfortunately, I can't put my tools in there because it's too heavy. The bag will rip the handle off. So I have to come up with something that I can store down there that I don't need that often. Or it becomes like a pantry without bags. I like the idea of the bags because everything's just portable, comes out, organized, easy. But if I did just have this whole thing, like put dividers in here where I just literally had like storage, like you reach in, a pan sits right there, a can of lentils, whatever, and it just stows away. That's a possibility. I just like the idea of having everything in bags. It's one of those things, like the stuff that's super light should be on the roof, the stuff that's heavier should be like down in here, but also the stuff that I use more often should be easily accessible, and it's a whole trade-off. And I also have to put some tie downs for some straps, because I am going to have my 3 bags of clothes that sit on top of this bed platform at all times, because they don't really tuck away, I don't think. So that's the deal. I got a bag of like dry food stuff for cooking. I got a bag like quinoa and flour and stuff like that. Then I've got canned food, like all the extra canned things and some produce. Now that I've got the fridge and freezer full size, I'm gonna try to put most of the produce in the fridge though, especially when I'm at hot places. So I really only want like dry goods to go in here, pastas and things like that. So I've got a bag full of that stuff. Then I got a bag full of all the cooking, the pots and pans and things. And then I've got another bag of snacks that stays in the front. And then I've got a bag. So yeah, it's 3 basically food bags that if I can try to stick in here would be great. Now I also have thought about putting the food stuff in the drawer. I've also thought about putting the tools in the drawer because the foods bags, that's something if I stay at a hotel or Airbnb or, I'm camping kind of far away from where I'm cooking, I can just grab that whole bag, carry it over, set it on the table, and cook. It's portable rather than if I put all the pots and pans and stuff in the drawer, I got to carry things over individually. I don't know, but it also would be cool to just have this drawer that slides out, stove in the front, pots don't fit, but the pans will. Still have to figure out a place to put the damn pot. Or get a shorter one, but I like my all-clad, tall-edged pot. So, but everything else cooking-wise would fit in this drawer, especially now that I have this raised height. And that's the other thing I was thinking about is putting another little thing above this drawer that slides out, like almost like a cutting board tray, where I could put the stove on top of. That's been another idea that I had, since that stove doesn't sit perfectly in this drawer and cook, but I don't really want to cook so much on the edge anyway, because it splatters and that soils things. Better to create a hook to the front bumper. And at some point it'd be nice to figure out a way to put like a bug screen here. Especially if it's like a super buggy place and I'm cooking. That would be nice. Like where this slides out, this whole thing's like a big bug screen, have like a extend-a-pole or something off of this. I don't know, that makes like a little room where I can get in and out of the car and whatnot. But I guess I do have the awning and could do a screen off of that. I don't know. It's hard. It's gonna be hard getting a super, super buggy, mosquito-y place. That's for sure. I don't know what to do there. Other than just live in a bug net over the face and full clothes all the time. Anyway, we'll measure this. Got this other one. And we'll just get back to you in a bit. 19 quarter. Okay. So that's the piece that's going to drop in the middle. This, ladies and gents, piece that's going to go over here. Be like that. Let's just drop it. If I did my math properly, I tried to give it like a little over a 16th on each side. Probably have to trim this side down too, just to give it a little bit of wobble in there. And then I'm going to line that whole thing with that like double-sided Velcro stuff so that it can like pop in, pop out. And we'll have to figure out some sort of way to pop it out that's not a rope that hangs out. Maybe a strap. Yeah, probably I'll just take a webbing strap like the one I sucked up in the vacuum yesterday. It'd be perfect. And screw it on the bottom because that'll sit flat. You can use it to pop up on each side or whatnot, and it doesn't interfere with the bed on top. But as you can see, it's starting to look like a bed setup. But you know, it's all these extra little complicated things and trap doors and extra, you know, aluminum trims on the side and an aluminum trim over there, and then I'm probably going to want to put one here and then weld it all together, and you know, you see how it goes from a little remodel to very complicated. Now again, I could have just taken these platforms that were already here, said screw the frickin' fridge, just put a sheet of plywood the whole way, and put 2 4x4 posts and a 2x4 across each way, and had the whole thing framed, and then thrown one little trapdoor thing in under here to throw some crap in the bottom, and have some side spots to just throw gear in, and totally had a way more comfortable bed setup, but not as comfortable of a living setup, because that doesn't account for all the battery setup, and the fridge, and the charger, and extra batteries for Starlink. This is about this hybrid of like having this ultimate overlander that can go anywhere and be enjoyable off grid for many days, if not a week at a time, off of its own battery power, but also to go to nice places and to enjoy driving it, to not be too heavy. So again, that's what we're playing with here. Playing with fire. Anyway, let's put this here. So that is just kind of our thing. Now really, our drawer is going to be a bit less in size because these side pieces once they're in. So I just want to do a test of this functionality. One of the handy-dandy flat pack bags. Normally the pans are in here. And the idea is, like, if I drop it in like this, it's totally no problem. And then it can turn, and put one there, all the way in the front. But then if I had one already in there, I couldn't fit this one. It wouldn't fit. So if I had one, I had this already right here. All that right there. So I can try to see what I'm doing. Figure out how well this thing's gonna fit if I just leave this door. So I tried, let's say, like this. It would clear that other bag, and it would more or less go down. It would hit all these fancy Volkswagen cables, but I'll take my old cables. Okay, those are coming out. So this would clear if I don't have a extra metal edge at the front and back, which in all reality, they don't really need because the wood's linear this way. So I can try that and see if it flexes or not. Yeah. Also, I'll have to cut for that Velcro a little groove in here and all that kind of stuff probably. Unless I just find a way that I cut a small groove here and just put a little rubber strip and maybe it doesn't bounce around. So many different things to do. I also could put a hinge in if I wanted, but then the hinge is going to stick up into my sleeping platform. And I already dealt with that on my old platform. It wasn't always comfortable in different positions. How could we fit 2 of these bags? Oh, we could fit it like that way. I think the thing to do, leave this one hole, but leave my aluminum hanging long on each side. Go ahead and put it all together and just start using it with my bags and stuff. And if I totally hate it and need this thing to be bigger, then in another spot, I can pull this out, cut this a little bit bigger, and join it and dowel it up with all this other thing. But I think it's gonna be so much pain in the ass to try to dowel more of this wood together for this hatch. In fact, probably just buy another piece that's wider in a country that has it. Get it to be the same plane, I don't know. I don't want to run it this way because it'll just crack. There's no strength that way in the wood. So I think that's the best way to do. And I can play around with how stuff's organized and thrown in here, you know. Like the dry goods, I'm not realistically getting out. I'm not baking bread every day, I'm making pizza or pancakes. So, you know, that's tucked over in the corner, that's fine. And I have the pans that are right here where I can unzip it and just pull a pan right out. And I can even fit another one. The other, I've got my, I gotta figure out the whole storage thing. You know, maybe it's different bags down in here. I've got, like, not gonna die if I don't use the front runner bags. They won't kill me. So, but they all are nice square bags and they all stack nicely. I also got to figure out, so I've got the other bag that goes in there with all my extra toothpaste, soaps. It's like my Costco pantry, I call it. It's got my extra toothpaste, soaps, Sharpies, earplugs, anti having kids too early protection, extra tips for my toothbrush, extra wipes, soap, extra deodorant, yeah, this kind of stuff. Like I said, Costco pantry. And then I'll keep my other little spare backpacks in there, extra bags. It's kind of nice to tuck that stuff away. Got my high-vis vest that tucks down there. I like to just have the space to just tuck a lot of stuff through this little trap door. It'll be really totally nice. But I don't want to keep my clothes in there. I think the clothes stay, they're everyday use clothes, stay in the bags up here. And there is a possibility if I could try to fit, I could try to go down to 2 bags for all the food stuff. Put the pots and pans and utensils and everything in the drawer, which should also be accessed through the hatch, right? But all the pans and everything but the big pan in that drawer. And then in this one bag is like the canned stuff that's not going to go in the fridge and the one big pan for cooking. And then the other bag for all of the dry good cooking stuff. That would be the best use of this whole space. And then I just have 2 bags in here, which would fit nicely. And I can have my Costco pantry, the one bag over there, which also could be one of these. Currently it's not, because it didn't fit before, but actually, I think it might actually fit to use a flat pack as my Costco pantry bag. If it reaches to there. There's my tape. I don't know if you guys want to listen to this rambling of my brain, just thinking through how this works. If this is boring or if this is interesting. It's 16 inch, it's not going to fit. Yeah, I'll just stick with the bag that I have, the black, it's Adidas or whatever bag. So that'll tuck in there. And these 2 bags, I'll tuck one there, the other there, and then I even have a little strip at the front for whatever. You know, I don't have a great place for jackets. It's always. Let's see how strong this is. Yeah, feels pretty strong. That's why I wanted to use real wood. Nice and strong, don't bend. But that long linear place in the front, feel like would be where all these wires are, where I don't want to like mash a bag on top of it. I think that'd be a great place to tuck some jackets down in. And on the side, I'll keep my extra just empty bags. This also would be a great place for the blower to go down in. That would be nice to get it out of the way. It's in the way and ugly. Alright, it's always good, nice to tuck things there. But I don't want to put the inverter there. That's what I was pondering. I don't know if there's room for the inverter. Frankly, I think the inverter and the extra hot plate might have to get ditched. And it wasn't even working right anyway, so we'll just get a smaller inverter, just enough to charge the computer and that extra battery pack. And that's it. Or if someone makes a Mac charger for 12 volts, that's all I need. Like, I don't understand why they don't have that, you say. Yeah, I'm just pondering in my head. If I add like a water tank, where the water tank would go, would stay like down behind the front seats, and then the water filter, because I don't love that blue water filter long term. Just don't know how well it's gonna hold up with the plastic. I'd rather switch to a metal type of water filter. But that blue water filter will fit back here. It'll go back in there nicely, I think, in that spot. I'd like to build a little thing over here for the tissue box. So I think we leave the tools there where they were. Hopefully they'll still be able to get in and out. I can keep my dirty clothes bag on top of that. The only thing I don't have room for is my day backpack. I always like to leave a day backpack that has like toothbrush and just like a change of clothes, a rain jacket, a light jacket, that if I'm like going anywhere, I just grab that and go, and I've got everything I need in it. Try to be efficient. And yeah, over here I think we just put that water tank and the extra water bottles and try to get rid of that blower to the back and just make things a little bit more lean. Although, I don't know. I'm gonna stop rambling. Just thinking that blower is nice to blow the back off, because as soon as you open the back, all the dust goes in. So, but again, actually, yeah, I can reach down into here from the inside. I can open the side door, reach down to there. Yeah, so for sure, the blower is gonna go down there. Just be out of sight, out of mind. I wish I had a vacuum too. Wish it was like a Milwaukee blower vacuum in one. Somebody should invent that. So, all right, I'm gonna cut this off and let my brain do things. All right, y'all. I think that's it for now on the car, because I'm very behind on the computer stuff. So I want to head back, eat some food, and try to get that done. Peace.